I can't be my usual cheery self when I've got a cough. Not easy.
Yeah, you're a bit pitiful, aren't you?
Yeah. Katie, Sean, Katie, right. Marvel. I daren't say anything about Marvel because every time I say something even slightly controversial in a Marvel reaction, I always get told off.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to say anything's childish, even though the last 3 or 4 things have been childish. What else did I say? Wasn't my thing, Werewolf by Night, but apparently I'm an idiot for not understanding it. You as well, because you watched it. But something that I have been excited about is Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
Quantumania got announced ages ago. Ages ago.
I mean, this must have been right before COVID, wasn't it? This must have been like...
This was pre-Loki, pre-WandaVision.
This was announced during all that.
I think this got announced during the same thing that they got announced, yeah. There's been leaks. It says in there, obviously, Jonathon Majors is in this. Kang is coming.
Well, we knew Kang was going to be in this, didn't we?
Yeah. Well, the reason that I knew who Kang was in Loki is because I recognised Jonathon Majors from, I think it was from a leaked image from this.
Well, they announced who was playing him, didn't they?
Yeah. There's also been a leaked video that I have seen, and my word, it looks like it's going to be ridiculous. I've also seen a picture. I don't know if you've seen the picture of...
I haven't seen anything. I'd actively try
to avoid. Do you want me to tell you what the leaks are that I've seen?
Will it have anything to do with this?
Probably. It's saying that it's got Jonathon Majors in it.
Is it just him with his blue face?
No.
Okay.
So there's a picture of Scott, and it doesn't give anything away about the story. There's a picture of Scott, and he's just he's not looking like he's in a jokey mood. He's had his head kicked in. Right, his face is all bloody and bashed and mashed and everything. Seriously? See the size of that fly? As soon as we start recording, the fly comes out. I've been trying to get rid of that fly for about 5 years now. Yeah, the other leak was basically Jonathon Majors saying something, but I'll say it at the end. I'll say it at the end of the trailer.
Yeah, we'll see if it's in this, because it might be.
Yeah, so let's see the trailer.
I used to ask myself a lot of questions. Scott, you're at ex-con. How are you an Avenger?
He's still at Baskin Robbins.
But everywhere I go, people tell me the same thing.
Thank you, Spider-Man.
Wow.
People still need help, Dad. That's why we made this.
When does this take place?
It's like a satellite for deep space, but Quanta.
Wait a minute. You're sending a signal down to the quantum realm.
What?
Oh,
Turn it off.
that's Cassie, isn't it? They recasted the...
Yeah, they recast Cassie, didn't they? Oh, you fool. Oh,
She's only a child.
She just got out.
Because they've all been sucked in, not just the odd one or two.
She's meddling in forces she can't possibly comprehend.
Oh.
Where are we?
Quantum Realm, kid.
Look at everything.
I probably won't know anything.
It's a secret universe beneath ours.
Laugh on.
What are you so afraid of?
There's something I never told you.
This place. It isn't what you think.
Oh!
He looks so good.
He was wearing his Conqueror suit, the sausage.
I can get you home. And give you more time. If you help me.
There's Cassie in her suit.
So, what's it gonna be? Ant-Man.
Is he crying there? Are they scars on his
I think
face?
it's scars. I think there are scars. Yeah, there's scars in there.
Yeah. It's so interesting.
I like, you know how I said I wasn't. Oh, look at him! Oh, you sexy beast. I know I said I wasn't going to say anything too controversial, but I am. This
You can't help yourself.
this seems like it's again stepping away from what Thor was.
Yeah.
I know it's Ant-Man and it's Paul Rudd, and it'll probably still have quite a lot of humour in it. But I feel like this is now heading. It has to at this point. It has to be very careful about not being too funny because this guy's the next big
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thing is, though, it's like, and the thing we were saying, you can have a character that's funny.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean everyone in that same movie has to be cracking jokes.
Yeah. Not every line needs to be funny.
Don't think this will be like that.
Do you want me to tell you what the lake was?
I don't know.
It's not. I don't think it'll give anything away. It makes. It's bigger for him. It's not. It doesn't make. It's not like a big plot point or anything. Basically, it's in that conversation you see that he was having with Ant-Man there, where he was talking to him, and he says something like, "Are you an Avenger? Have I killed you before?" Makes out as if he has killed Avengers before.
Mm. It's gonna be interesting how they do this though, because it's like we've seen Kang in Loki, and he was considered like the good one.
Yeah.
Right? He was considered the one that was stopping the other versions of himself from invading the multiverse.
Yeah. You see there? You see the suit she's wearing there?
Yeah.
It's not the same as his suit.
It's a different... No, what is her name? What is her superhero name?
I don't know. That suit there, that's Ant-Man's suit. And that's Ant-Man there.
So is this Hank? Yeah.
I'm just...
The thing is, though, it's difficult to know because I feel like they wouldn't show you that.
But is there not the possibility that there's going to be multiple variants here?
It could be, couldn't there? You don't know. It's interesting because it's like we don't know much about the quantum realm, do we?
No.
Other than like it's like smaller than an atom.
Yeah. It's just
it's like, and they used it for time travel. So I mean that's all we really know. It's not like the multiverse, is it? But then it could also tie in with the multiverse.
Yeah. I like as well how it's making it seem like
this February
Kang is already sort of known. Yeah, it's making it seem like Janet already knows who he is.
Yeah. It seems like there's this whole like city or like world in the quantum realm.
Yeah.
But then a part of me thinks, well, what if... Because they're going into the quantum realm, right? But what if they try and leave the quantum realm and end up in another universe? Or end up in a different time? Because they've used the quantum realm as a means of time travel before. Mm-hmm. So what if they go like right into the future where Kang would be kicking around? At first I thought it was going to be the TVA, but it doesn't look like the TVA.
I think it's more likely that they end up in a different universe than a different time.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I know, but it's like Kang's... What is he? Is he Reed Richards' the great-great-grandson or something?
Yeah.
Or descendant?
I've seen people, in Doctor Strange, the thing that Reed Richards uses to enter. It's pretty much exactly the same as what the TVA use, except it's blue.
Yeah.
So people seem to think that it is going to go down the route of him being somehow related to Reed Richards. And obviously Fantastic Four
that's what he is
happening.
in the comics, isn't it?
Yeah, he's his
Yeah.
great-great-great-great-grandson.
It's just, I don't know. It's interesting all these people are like in the quantum realm.
Because my thing about variants here is, you've obviously got this. You get that look at him there, and that looks similar to what we see him in later on, like his actual Conqueror suit.
Yeah.
So the question is this? See what he's standing on?
It's like a platform, like it does look like what from.
So is that the same as him? It's blue and green. Is it the same person?
I assume so. I mean, he's got blue bits on his.
Yeah. But we don't know, that's the thing, isn't it? We don't know because...
They've mentioned other variants of Kang, haven't they? And obviously with the multiverse officially happening, it's like, it could, yeah. I get what you mean.
Yeah, it's not quite as simple as...
Maybe this isn't the variant that is going to be in the later projects. I mean, who knows?
Might not
It could
be.
be anything. Could be anything.
Might not be, it might be. Kang, the one... what was the one that was called... that he played in Loki? What was he called?
The one who remains.
Yeah, he didn't say that there was only one variant that was the bad one. He was saying that all of them... There's quite a few of them that are
It
bad.
heavily
isn't
implied that he was like the good one, but you could obviously argue
there?
how good he was with everything he was doing.
Yeah, but he said, wait till you meet my variants. As in, it's not just one variant that's the bad one, it's
Yeah.
all of them that they need to be worried about.
I wonder if they're all gonna... Because the story was saying is that they were sharing technology and they were, trying to advance each other in their, like, worlds and stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, what his, like, motivation's gonna be, if that's the case.
What, his?
Just Kang's, because it's like...
Conquest?
I know.
That's what it is.
But from Loki, though, it made it seem like it was just so much more nicer than
What do you mean?
what he was making. He was making out like all their intentions was just to share
Yeah, some of them.
technology.
Some of them.
Yeah.
And there was a multiversal war, and I'm assuming that sort of leads into the motivations for the one that gets called the Conqueror. As in, he doesn't want to win a war, he wants to just beat everyone. He is the Conqueror because he beats everyone.
So do you think each variant will have like a different
I think
name? Or, like the one who remains the Conqueror, do you think?
I think there'll be a few variants with a few different, like names, titles, so you can tell them apart. And they'll probably, I'm going to say this now, and if in a year or two's time we get it, we can come back in to this point. There will be a point down the line where someone played by Jonathon Majors is talking and talking and talking, and then at the end of the film it's revealed that he's not actually who they thought he was. He's not that variant, he's a different variant. Do you know what I mean? So it'll be like...
You think he's helping them, but in reality he's the Conqueror or something?
He's the helper Kang, and it turns out, he's the Conqueror. And it'll be like, you won't get this, but the people will get it. It'll be like The Usual Suspects, where he's like walking down the street, and he'll pull up a thing, and he'll activate it, and his Conqueror suit will come on, and everyone will be like, oh, it turns out Kang the Conqueror's already in the main universe, and it'll all be very exciting. I can't wait. I loved him as...
Interesting. I did like him as Kang in Loki series. And
that was like... It was interesting that version of him was jokey and playful, but when he was saying, there are variants who you should be very concerned about.
It was jokey, but the way he was acting, you could tell there was a lot of pain behind it. Like when he was telling them about his past and why he's doing this, it was kind of like, I'm trying to help. Despite the pain that I'm causing, I am trying to help. And
he was also essentially going, if you do this, what follows is your fault, not mine. I gave you the option, and this is essentially what he was talking about. Kang's coming. And I know a lot of people are basically saying that Kang isn't the main next big bad because there isn't one big bad, there's going to be a few.
Yeah, but that's what the next Avengers movie is going to be based on, isn't it?
But I feel like Kang, there's not many villains who can sort of say they're a bigger bad than Kang is.
He's just I think it's like just the idea of there could be multiple variants of them, and there could be a whole multiversal war again. It seems like a bigger deal. It's not just one universe; it's all of them potentially. It's
not even just that as well, though. Is how do you fight someone who time travels? It's like because you beat him, well, he just travels back in time and figures out how to beat you. And it's like, well,
you beat one and then another variant shows up as well.
It's much harder. Like as strange as it is to say, Thanos was a very basic villain, in terms of, he was one man. He didn't time travel until he had the time stone, and his motivations were reasonably known. He was basically the one that everyone was sort of worried about. But you know what I mean? He was the big bad in a very literal sense because he was the only everyone was working for him, everything was leading towards him. Whereas this one, it's like, right, so Kang's not only the big bad, but he's basically the big bad not just in this universe but in every universe.
Yeah.
There's not very. I would hazard a guess that there's not many variants of him that are good.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like that dynamic where there's a few, 3 or 4 of them that are actually quite good. And because then you've basically turned Jonathon Majors into the pillar of Marvel, haven't you? Because he's the good guys and he's the bad guys. Yeah, it's gonna be a weird one. I also like how Janet and what's the dad called again?
Hank,
that's the one. I like how they're back.
I'm curious to see if Janet's still going to have, like, she seemed like she had, like, abilities, didn't she, after Ant-Man and the Wasp? Because Ghost, Ghost? Yeah.
Ghost, sure.
She fixed that, didn't she? Well, made it seem like she fixed that. So
Ghost's going to be in it as well, again, isn't she?
Is she going to be in the Thunderbolts?
I'm sure she's going to be in something.
She's going to be in it again, yeah. Yeah, so I'm curious to see if maybe she still has abilities, I guess. If maybe going into the quantum realm will, like, she'll be able to use... I don't know. I don't don't even know how to describe it.
The picture I saw, right, of him, and I mean, like, he's proper bust. I'll see if I can get the picture. But the actual picture, what it says is, it's like... Have I already said it? Honestly, my brain's turning into a colander, you know. Basically, the picture says... It's always interesting when a character like him ends up like that, because it's like... When it's Captain America, frontline fighter, you expect him to be all bloodied up and stuff.
Yeah.
With him, he's the comedic relief essentially in most of the films that he's in. It's like, so when the comedic relief is like busted up and knacked, you're kind of like, wow, okay, so this isn't a movie that we're taking lightly here. This is,
yeah.
you know,
I feel like though, because the point is to show you like Kang, isn't it? Obviously, we saw a little bit of him in Loki, but he wasn't really a main character, was he? He seems like he's going to be a lot bigger in this. I feel like if what you're trying to do is show the effect that he has, and show why he's such an important / scary character.
That's the picture. He's all bloodied and beat up.
Yeah, if that's the goal, is to show how like big of a deal this character is, I don't feel like he could just be making jokes left and right.
Yeah. Or at least he's got to be a character who... Like, Thanos didn't really make jokes. So even when...
He unintentionally made jokes, didn't he?
Every now and again. I think the only time he ever really joked with anyone, if any time, was either with Doctor Strange or Ant-Man. Even when, like, Star-Lord was trying to make jokes at him, you know, he said he had a nutsack for a chain and everything, and said he was a booty call and all that stuff. The most he got out of him was, I like you, and it's because he essentially said that he would have happily killed Gamora to save her.
Yeah.
So as much as I'm okay for a villain being jokey, I'd be happier if Kang wasn't jokey. Especially if this is Kang, who's like the Conqueror.
This might not be the Conqueror. This could be like a different variant.
Like a mid-tier.
Like, why is he in the multiverse? Not in the multiverse. Quantum realm.
It might be time traveling.
I don't know. I feel like this... I don't know.
It's going to hurt our brains.
Probably.
There's going to be a lot in this that has to be explained.
I feel like, though... Like, do you remember when we watched Endgame and they were explaining time travel?
Yeah.
It was kind of like a but they explained it in a way where you could understand it.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they do that with this.
I really hope
I'm also
so.
trying to remember her superhero name. What is her superhero name?
Ant Girl.
No, it's a bug, I'm sure, but I don't think it's Ant Girl.
Bug Brain. Stinger. Ant Girl. Giant Girl. Statua. Stinger.
Is it Stinger? Oh, it might be Stinger.
Who knows? Either way, I'm excited. I think it's going to be good. Is there another Marvel movie between this one and... Is there another Marvel between now and this one? Or is this the next Marvel film?
I think this is the next one, isn't it? February. From now till February, I don't think anything's...
So yeah, I don't think there's another one.
No, I don't think
Thor
so.
was the last one.
They tend to put quite a few months in between, don't they? And then do some series and then the movie, don't they?
I'm looking more excited to this one than I am for Thor. I wasn't that excited for Thor. Which is a shame.
I feel like because the ramifications of this one is going to be a lot bigger.
Yeah. Well,
It seems like it's more important, if that makes sense.
We also know that Jonathon Majors isn't going to get killed off in this.
Yeah, this variant.
Yeah.
We know he's going to be in it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
If this is a variant, they might not even do the variants. It might just be one version of him.
It depends what was told. What was that thing that we saw earlier on, which was talking about? Nope. It feels like something that I should know. What's that?
Is that Kang?
That's his suit, yeah. So what's that?
Like a weapon or like a
time bomb. The city looks pretty.
That's what I meant when I first saw it. I was like, "Oh, that looks a bit like the TVA," but
This looks like something that could be created by the TVA. The colour scheme. But that also looks like, you know, in Loki when you saw him, when he went back and he was in a different universe and you saw Kang's statue, it looked like the thing that he was holding. He had his hand up like that and he was holding something. So what was it that he was holding? I bet people know. I bet people know what it is.
probably.
I hope they do. Yeah, it's going to be cool. Jonathon Majors is doing well at the minute. He's going to be in Creed 3. He's going to be in this. Good for him. Yeah. Anything else? That's all. That was us reacting to Ant-Man and the Wasp. Quantumania. Did you see the initial title? The title logo for this?
Yeah, when they first announced it, and it was just a bunch of
scribbles
stuff, and everyone was like, "Please change
Nobody
it."
knew what it was. It was like, we don't know what you're trying to tell us with the title, but you need to clear it up so we actually know what it is.
You know what it is? It was probably done for a reason, and we just didn't know.
I know, yeah.
We'll probably watch this and we'll go, "Oh, is that why they did it? Or has it got something to do with like the design in this movie or something?" I don't know. Or is it just done to be like
mysterious?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was us. Like the video, subscribe. No, hold on. Tell us some things down in the comments. Tell us what your opinions are. What do you think about Kang? What do you think about Jonathon Majors? What do you think the story will be? What's that ball thing? If you know what the ball thing is, tell us what it is. Like the video, subscribe, ding the bell to be notified when we upload. We upload every day. Anything else you want to say?
I'm looking forward to this. I feel like another this was another one when they first announced it. I was like, "Oh, it'll probably be good," but I didn't really know what to expect. Just because again, the quantum realm was kind of like not really fully explained and talked about.
No. I was like,
it tends to be talked about as a way to confuse the other characters.
Yeah.
You know, like in Avengers when he was like, "Oh, it makes do you guys just put quantum in front of everything?"
yeah.
It's like I feel like that's a lot of the conversations about the quantum realm tend to be done to confuse people. I just want them to tell me what it is, what it means.
Explain some stuff.
Yeah.
Say some scientific jargon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? We'll see. Thank you for watching.
I need to know.